If you have kids, you have freeloaders. Sure, we all love them, but let's talk about ways in which you can pay your kids that will help you reduce your overall tax liability as a business owner. However, if you haven't yet seen the first two videos that we've done in this series, the first on the Augusta rule, which, by the way, you don't have to be a business owner to take advantage of, and the second one on cash basis accounting. Take a look after you watch this video. Really recommend it. But for anybody who's sticking around because you have kids or you're just interested, let's talk about how we can pay our kids to reduce our tax burden. Now, according to the IRS in 2022, if you make less than $12,000, you do not pay any federal income tax, nor do you actually have to file a federal income tax form. It's always good to file, but you don't have to in this case. So you can pay your kids for legitimate work, which we'll talk about a little bit later, up to $12,000, and they do not have to pay federal income tax. Now, this always changes, but if it was in 2022, they wouldn't have to pay any taxes. This is great because it reduces your overall burden because you are reducing the amount of money that you make as a business because you are paying an additional employee, in this case, your child. But it gets better than just the $12,000 minimum as it stands in 2022. There are other ways in which you can increase this child's compensation, thereby reducing your overall tax burden without having for that child to pay taxes themselves or having to file an income tax form. One of the best ways to be able to do this is by putting that money into a tax-deductible IRA. So you can add additional money to that $12,000. Once that money goes into a tax-deductible IRA, well, it brings them back down to that minimum point in which they do not need to file income tax with the federal government nor pay federal income tax. There's two other ways in which this can traditionally be done as well. One is a SEP IRA. If you're a small business owner and haven't looked into this, I highly recommend it. Works a lot like a traditional IRA, except your business puts money into the SEP IRA on behalf of your employees. No money's touched by your employees, doesn't increase your employees' taxable burden. It is just your company putting a set portion amount for that employee based upon their income, based upon their salary, what you pay them, into a SEP IRA account. That's it. The other one is a 401k. In the same way, remember, putting in money into a 401k reduces what your total taxable income is, and a company can also put money against that, right? So your company can put in a certain amount of money into your 401k, either matching you or just as a percentage of your income in and of itself. These are two ways in which, along with the third way, which is straight into an IRA because you've paid your child more money, that can be used to pay them more than that minimum, but still have them not have to file income taxes with the government or pay federal income tax themselves. There is one thing you need to consider, though, and this is rules change all the time. So there's two places you definitely want to take a look at. The first is under the Department of Labor. They have a youth and labor page. You can see the link below. The second, obviously, is the IRS. Tax codes change all the time, so make sure you are aware of what those tax code changes are. And to be frank, the Department of Labor regulation changes as well. However, and this is a must, always consult with your own tax advisors, your own tax attorneys. There's a reason why they're worth their weight in gold. A, they'll keep you out of trouble. But B, they're going to be able to give you advice that is specifically tailored to your circumstances. So use this as a jumping off point, but do your own due diligence at the end of the day before you do anything. As always, I love the game. I love entrepreneurs. Feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions. DM me, connect with me on LinkedIn. Keep on hustling, keep on grinding. I wish you nothing but the best.